Now you've already seen how NURBS can be used to model curved forms quite accurately. But did you know that NURBS can also be used to generate walls? Walls that have absolutely no curvature to speak of? NURBS are an interesting alternative to some of the other techniques that you might employ for making walls. NURBS models are extremely organized because there's only one object, and we can put all of the door and window openings into the walls within this single object. I'd like to show you the workflow because it's quite different than other methods that you'll use to make walls. I'll start in the top viewport and sketch a floor plan with the line tool. I'll use Grid Snap and just sketch in a single room here. You could also import some line work from AutoCAD. It's the same difference. I'll close the spline and go to the Modify panel. I think I'd like to add a bay window, so I'll go to the segment level and select this segment. I'll divide that into two parts, and that adds two vertices into that segment. Now there are three parts. I'll select this middle part and move it over. I'll turn off Snap and just pull it over in this direction. And then I'll scale that up to move those two vertices apart. That looks about right. Now I'll leave it at that. I won't outline the spline to create a wall thickness. Go to Perspective, turn off the grid, and extrude the wall eight feet. Normally we extrude like this with a mesh output, but I'd like to change that to NURBS, and that has the effect of getting rid of the top and the bottom caps. We're merely extruding the walls. I'll right-click and collapse all in the stack. I'll say yes to the warning, and we're left with a NURBS surface. If I switch to ISO display by pressing F3, you'll see the ISO lines. Here, in fact, we don't need any of them, so I'll display mesh only. And I'll use a tessellation method that has only one step in U and V. This will give us the minimum topology for these walls, which is what we need because we're dealing with a bunch of planar surfaces here. We don't need a lot of extra triangles. So let's close these rollouts, and I'll go into shaded mode and turn on edged faces by pressing F4. Finally, I'll rename the object Walls.